Hello. Cuídate mucho. ¿Ok? ¿Vas a comer pan? Ok, mija. Cuídate. Okay, we'll get started in a minute or two. Can everybody hear me okay? Sadie, Trevor?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll get started in just a sec. According to the phone, it's not quite 10. Coming up on 10. Been a while since we've seen each other, right? Before Thanksgiving. And next week is the end. Well, a week from Monday. For you guys, it's the 14th. Okay, let's get started. It'll be quick and easy today. We're not going to do any problem solving today. All I wanted to do was just to touch base with you, go over the announcements from yesterday, including a discussion of the practice exam. All right. Which I did post. It's in your MyLab statistics assignment list. So let's go through the announcements here. We'll go over the practice exam next Tuesday at our Zoom session at 10 a.m. Okay, and I'll show you the practice exam, and the final exam that counts toward your grade will be similarly constructed from MyLab. So I'll give you 30 problems over the sections that I've indicated. In fact, let's go to that announcement since we're talking about the practice exam. All right, so these are the sections that the problems that I've given to you on the exam are taken from those sections. So you can see here sections from chapters 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's the scope of the exam, the practice final and the final exam. Now, of course, your practice final does not count toward your grade. Okay, but I strongly advise you to look at it and attempt it. You will get 3 attempts to better your score, and that'll be the same for the final. Okay, and as I said, next Tuesday we'll go over the solutions to each of those 30 problems one by one. We should have time to go over all of those problems from these sections in our Tuesday Zoom. So that's important that you attend Tuesday so you get a good overview of what the final will look like. Okay, so this is a good way to prepare yourself for the final exam. Your MyLab Statistics homework assignments list is due on the last day of our semester, which is Monday, December the 14th. Okay, so let's go back to the previous announcement, which really is our agenda for today. Okay, and so the final exam will be posted a week from today. So on Tuesday, we'll go over the solutions to the practice exam. And then the following Thursday, maybe even Wednesday evening, but no later than Thursday evening, I'll post the final exam. And then you'll have more than 2 full days to complete it and turn it in, complete it in MyLab Statistics. So we're running this the very same way that we ran the midterm exam. Okay. So again, MyLab Statistics homework assignments, and maybe I'll show you the list of assignments, because some of you have asked me which of those assignments actually count toward your grade. And I've told you before that it was just the assignments that are listed as homeworks. And so I'll show you that list and make sure that that you know which ones are to be credited to your final grade. Okay.
Okay.
And yes,
Professor-
question, go ahead.
So is the homework due on the 12th or the 14th? Because on my lab it said it's due on the 14th, but in the announcement it says it's due on the 12th.
Okay. I believe it's the 14th, so that's a typo.
Yeah, on the
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I should correct that. Yeah, our last day of class is Monday, the 14th. My other class has a different due date, and sometimes I struggle to remember which is which, but so this 12th is really the 14th. Thank you for that correction. I'll issue a correction. The due dates are also given to you in MyLab, aren't they?
yeah.
So
I was just kind of confused because
and that's the day, and that's the one that counts. But good to correct that. Thank you. Yeah, so that has to be. So the final will be due 2 days after. Well, I'll release it sometime on Thursday, so you'll have what remains on Thursday, all day Friday, and all day Saturday to finalize your final exam in MyLab. And Saturday is December the 12th. And then the following Monday, not the 12th, but the following Monday, which is the 14th, that will be your drop dead date for your MyLab Statistics homework. And, you know, I've been preaching to you all semester long to stay on top of that. Most of you have done that. A few of you will have to put the pedal to the metal, the metal to the pedal. How do you say it? and really hurry up and try and get as much of that done in the last week here as you can. That's 25% of your grade. All right. I've graded most of the worksheets. I'll be finishing grading those up, hopefully by this weekend. And most of you now see in Canvas, in your grade sheet in Canvas, what your 10 best are. So that'll be your final point total for your 25% of your worksheets. So all you need to do is pull out your 10 best, add those points up, and that's your grade. That's your number of points for your worksheets, okay? And so most of you can calculate that grade. And I'll finish all the worksheet grades up this weekend. So by next Monday, you will know what your worksheet grade is if you don't know it already. Okay. Any questions about the homework in MyLab Statistics or the practice exam? Okay, I just released it yesterday, and I put a due date of Tuesday at 10 in the morning, and then we'll go over it in our Zoom session next Tuesday starting at 10. We'll go over each of the problems. We'll go through all the solutions for each of those 30 problems. And And then today I'd like to show you those problems. We won't delve into them. We'll just I'll just show you what the test looks like. Okay. All right. I will have office hours today and next Tuesday, after our Zoom session next Tuesday, and as well as the following Thursday. So we have one more full week next week, and I'll have office hours during that week as well. Okay, and most of you throughout the semester have been able to reach me on Canvas, and some of you have texted me, sent me emails, and so on. So that's all still there for you if you need to contact me, ask questions, and so on. Okay. All right. So let's see. I wanted to do one other thing here, and let's go to your assignments page here in MyLab Statistics. And then we'll take a look at the test as well. All right. So when you open up your list of assignments, you see a lot of assignments here that I told you that you did need to complete for grading purposes. Some of you did these. Okay. Anyway, even though I told you that it wouldn't count toward your grade, you went ahead and did those reviews and so on. So where your homework starts would be here. Okay. So chapter 0, and then you see all the sections here under chapters 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so the list goes on and on. And those are the homeworks that you've been doing all semester long. And if you have some that need to be completed, you still have until December the 14th midnight to turn those in. Okay. And here's our practice final here. All right. And I gave you the password. Let's see if I can remember what it was. 119 PRFIN. Okay. And then that'll get you into the test here. All right. And as I said, the test is 30 problems, and I've taken them from various sections starting in chapter 7. Okay, and remember our midterm went up through chapter 6, and now our final exam starts with basically all of the inferential statistics that you've learned, confidence intervals for 1 and 2 samples, hypothesis tests for 1 and 2 samples, and then we went to chapters 10, 11, and 12, correlation and regression, goodness of fit tests, and contingency tables. And then our last topic was section 12.1, which was the one-way analysis of variance. Now, I gave you homework in MyLab Statistics over various other sections that are not covered in the final exam. So those sections that I gave you in the announcement yesterday are the sections from which the problems are taken. So when you start your test, you'll go through, and you can save it and come back and continue it later. And I've given you up to 3 repetitions. So if you go through it once and think you can get a better score, go through it again. And it won't penalize you if you don't do better on the second or third trial. It'll take the best of the 3. Okay, if you like the grade that you got on your first trial or your second trial, you're good. and you're done with the final exam. Okay. All right. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. I promised you that this would be a short meeting, and I'll come back online at 11:30 in case you have any questions. Any questions right now? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a quick question. Are all the assignments weighted equally, or are they like weighted off of different points?
You're given a performance score
Yeah.
as you complete the assignment. It'll base a score based on what you've done and what you've done correctly. And then I'll take all of those percentages from each of the homework assignments and give you an aggregate score, an average. I'll just take the simple average of those percentages that you've received on each of the assignments.
Okay. Okay. So
And
each
that-
one is weighted the same, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to calculate my score, but I can't because I did the previous chapter checks. And
Well, what I'll do is I'll pick out these percentage scores from each of the homework assignments that you've done. All right.
okay.
Now, if you haven't done an assignment, then you have a 0 for that particular sample.
Uh-huh.
But your sample will be all of the homework assignments that I showed you in the list. And you have a score listed in MyLab for each one of those homework assignments. And if there's an incomplete, it'll be a 0. If you've attempted the assignment and did not complete it, then it'll still give you back a percentage of the correct of what you've completed. And that's the score that I'll use to calculate your overall average. So you can do this too. You can go back through MyLab and look at your assignment scores one by one, and then take the average of those and then multiply by 100. And that'll give you, in other words, average percentage. Say your average percentage is 80% for all of the homework assignments in MyLab. Then you would score 80 points for that piece of your grade, right? So that's how I'm going to do it. And for your worksheets, I've already mentioned that you can score yourselves on your 10 worksheets by just going through and picking out your 10 best. And so you'll know what your worksheets score is going in. That's also 25% of your grade. And you've already taken the midterm, and then your final exam will be the other 25%. Okay. All right, so here's your list of assignments again. And I have timed out, when I constructed the test in MyLab, the test assigns a estimated amount of time required to complete the exercise. And I believe that when I constructed the test, MyLab showed me that those 30 problems are estimated to take about 100 minutes. Okay, so not quite 2 hours. If you sat down and did this in one fell swoop, according to MyLab, you should complete it in about 100 minutes. So you'll see that, and I'm not sure if it told us that at the beginning here. Let's see. Let me just show you this page again. No, it doesn't give you, it doesn't tell you the time estimate here. It does tell me in my setup when I constructed the test for you. It shows about 100 minutes, slightly over 100 minutes. Okay, but you'll have at least 2 days to complete it, so you should have ample time. I know some of you are taking other classes, you're working, you have family responsibilities. Hopefully those 2 days you can set aside a couple of hours and finish your final exam. Your results from my lab will be due Monday, December the 14th, your assignments, your homework assignments. So starting Tuesday the 15th, I'll sit down and construct the spreadsheet of all of your grades, and hopefully by the end of that week, which is Friday the 18th, so no later than certainly Monday the 21st, the college gives us about a week to submit our final grades for the class. I'm hoping to have your grades ready to submit before the end of that week, which is Friday the 18th, but certainly no later than Monday the 21st, which is 1 week after the course ends. Now, hopefully from your MyLab statistics, which stays functional through the end of the class, if not further. I'm not sure what your access will be after the 14th, but when you finish your final exam and complete your homework assignments, you should be able to calculate your own grade, right? You'll have your average for your MyLab assignments. You'll have your midterm and your final exam scores, and you know what your worksheets score is by taking your 10 best. So all of you around December the 14th, if not sooner, should be able to get a pretty good guesstimate. I'll be doing the same thing. I'll just be taking your averages, giving you 100 points for worksheets, MyLab assignments, midterm, and final to come up with your point totals out of 400. Each of those 4 pieces gets 100 points. So you'll be able to calculate your own grade practically once you've completed your MyLab homework. Some of you have already completed it. All you're waiting for is the final exam to finish the course, right? Okay. Any questions before we end the meeting? Any other questions?
One other question. For that survey that you sent us yesterday, do you have a preference to which email we send the confirmation to, the ATT one or the SDCCD one?
No preference. I've received confirmations from you on both of those emails inboxes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, good. Any other? Let me just let me check something here. We don't. Let's see. I don't think I have any questions in the chat. Okay. All right, guys. I will post the recording of this short meeting in announcements, and so if you need to review, you have all the information, right? You have the announcements, and gauging from the questions today, it looks like everybody is sort of squared away. But if you have any questions, remember to contact me. All right, I'm easy to contact, you know that, and so send me an email. And Trevor, thank you for reminding me. The survey is something that the math department would like to receive from all of their students in all of their classes. So I will give you an extra 5 points toward your worksheet score if you complete the survey. All right. Okay, we'll end the meeting here now, and I will post a video of this here probably later today, sometime today. Okay, so work on your practice exam. We'll go over the solutions on Tuesday morning at 10. Okay, thanks guys. Bye now.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.